Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phay, and welcome to the channel. You know, people that use selfie sticks really need to have a good long look at themselves. Today, we're taking a look at Traveler, the collectible card game. Now, this is the two-player starter set. All right, and this is by Horizon. Now, for history information, I'm a huge fan of Traveler. I used to play the old original black box role-playing game. Had about $5 in it way back in the early 1980s. Absolutely loved it and always followed the game. I saw this a few years ago and I really wanted to get into it and absolutely, and then forgot about it. And it stumbled back across it again here recently. Um, I did notice that some of the expansions were no longer in print. So I contacted the folks at Horizon about it and they said, yeah, they're out of print. We're not going to get them, maybe here in the future. But they also told me that, I picked up the starter set. They actually sent me these four expansions for free. So I didn't pay for those. So take this unboxing and whatnot as you will. Okay. I did pay for the core game, but I didn't get none of the expansion material. Now, also to let you know, my mic absolutely failed me on the original unboxing of this. So I'm now redoing it. And that's why you notice there's nothing in shrink wrap on this. So, but to let you know, the one thing that I did do is I organized all the cards a little bit. Everything's still in the same place. But now you're not going to see all the duplicates and triplicates keep coming up over and over and over again. We'll have those all grouped together. So it'll actually be a little bit easier later on, okay, when I get to that point. So I'll tell you what, let's go down to the table. Let's open this thing up again, all right? And let's see what's on the inside. All right, folks, here we go. This is Traveler, the customizable card game. And like I said, it's from Horizon. And this is the two-player starter set. Now, also like I mentioned, my previous unboxing video of this, my mic absolutely failed. I had 100% zero audio on it. So I'm doing this again, and everything's, the shrink wrap's been opened and everything else and everything, but I'm still going to show you pretty much how everything comes in the box. Okay, now, this is for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, and you're looking at about 30 minutes to play this game. All right, and this is basically an adaptation of Mark Millar's classic science fiction setting designed to accommodate between 2 to 4 players. You're going to be the captain to pay off. You need to pay off your ship, fend off bankruptcy, pirates, and the hostility of the uncaring universe. But alternatively, and this is where I'm excited, lone captains may challenge himself with one of 3 solo play scenarios. The fact that I can play this solo is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so I can't wait to see what's inside. Now, like I said, the good folks over at Horizon, I bought this core set. They knew I wanted to review it, so they actually threw in both of these ship decks for me. So they sent me those, and they also sent me the Trouble in the Mains and also Aliens of the Imperium. And they did send me 1 pack of sleeves. So we're also going to look at all of those as well. Okay, so let's put those off to the side for now, and let's get this thing opened up because I really want to see what's on the inside. Now, there is a lot of glare on this box, but I'll tell you what, the artwork is phenomenal. And look at that ship. And if I can get this thing off, to me, the artwork in this game is great. And that ship is just fantastic. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's see what's on the inside. So the first thing we're going to get is we're going to get a rule book. And this rule book is 44 pages long. It's got your round sequence over here off to the side. And there's a lot of different sequences in this round. But I don't think the game's going to be that bad, being as it's only about a 30-minute game. But there is a lot of icons in this game. So if you're afraid of icons, that may be your problem. All right. I'm not afraid of icons. Anybody ever play Race for the Galaxy? Yeah, I'm not afraid of icons. Okay, so what do we have? They're going to talk about your icons, and they're also going to talk about control versus ownership, but you got your basically your overview. You have your important terms in the game, all right, which is really good. And I also want to point this out right here. So let's slide it over. We got the lead designer, which is Jeff Yin, and I hope I get all these names correct. If I don't, I apologize right now. The lead developer is Ian Lee. You also have additional design and development. This is going to be by Tony Yin, and your graphic design by Scott Nicely. And you can even go to his website right there. And I got to say, the graphic design of this game is phenomenal. You should check out his website. Okay, important terms. Continue off on there, and let's just see what we keep on having. Now we're going to start talking about the cards and deck construction. This is a collectible card game after all, so we do have to build those decks. Now, you got your initial setup right here, and this is going to show a sample layout with a game that's already in progress and where you would put your stuff. All right, and now we're going to go into your round. You got your ready phase, your adventure phase, and like I said, there's a bunch. You got your procurement phase, your action phase, your resource phase, and your resolution phase. So let's flip all the way through there. So here's your procurement, here's your action, your resource phase example, all right, and then your resolution phase. All right, now you have your resolution phase piracy and a little piracy example. Okay, and your resolution phase for your contracts over here, an example. And I tell you, I do like how they have a lot of the icon definite, in the rules and stuff like that, so you can actually really see stuff good. You got your glossary, your timing. Collectible card games always have timing issues. Okay, so you got those. How's all that going to work? You have all different keywords you're going to run into in this game. All right, now we're going to get into your ship card anatomy, your adventure card anatomy. What is it? Your connection card anatomy, your crew card anatomy. There's a lot of different cards in this game, by the way. All right, your events and gear, your heroic cards. All right, your ship upgrade cards. What do we got? Now we're having our example play set up and everything else. This is really cool. So that way you can see a nice example of how to play this game. Okay, resolution phase, still in the example. And back here, we're actually going to get into the solo play. Now you have your adventure deck challenges here and a captain's deck challenge. All right, and continuing solo play, you have scenario 2, scenario 3, and here's your scenario 1. So this is what I'm super excited about right there. But there you go. That is a rule book. There's a lot in there, but I don't think that it's going to be quite as bad as what it may look. Now they got a nice little piece of foam to keep everything in place. And like I said, all of these decks have been opened up. The order's a little bit different because I grouped all the cards, so that way we're not seeing multiple cards over and over and over again. But all these tokens, this is exactly how they came. They came in a Ziploc bag, and they came right there. Okay. Now the tokens, you're just going to put them on your cards as needed. They're all right here. Now they are small and they are thin. All right, but I don't have a problem with them, so they should actually be real good. All right, they feel good. They almost feel kind of a plasticky, but I believe they're cardboard. Okay. There should not be a problem with those tokens at all. I've got zero complaints there. So, and how often you use them, I have no idea. But like I said, they look good. Okay, so we have our Beowulf Free Trader deck here. We have our Typist Scout deck, and I'm guessing these decks are already set up, ready to go. I'm not 100% sure yet. I got to try to figure that one out, which I will do. But let's take a look at all these decks, and I think these are going to be kind of more of the common cards. However, the finger things on these don't quite go all the way down to the bottom. So what I have to do is I have to pull these out, okay, and then carefully I have to try and get the rest of these out. So it was a little trick to do this. Okay, so we'll pull those ones out. Okay, get that back on top. I got to hold this other one in so I can flip those ones out, and then we'll get those ones out. Okay, so I'm trying to keep all these decks out, but keep them all in the same order for you folks. All right, and this is going to go here like this. So this way I know where all the decks go. So those are the 2 ship decks, and this is going to be, I think, more the extra stuff that you can actually modify these decks on. I don't know if that's exactly how it works out or not. But I'm going to go through all the cards. We're going to look at them, and any duplicates we find, I'm going to go ahead and flip through them. And because I reorganized them, we're going to be able to find all the duplicates, whereas last time I did this, that was not the case. But you will see duplicates in here to here to here. Those you're going to see. Sorry about that. Pause if you want to look at the card a little bit closer. I am taking a look at this artwork because this artwork just looks amazing. I absolutely love the artwork in this game. All right, I'm going to try to keep the glare off of these as much as possible. Now, some of these cards don't have duplicates. Some of these cards there's going to be 2 or even 3 copies of. Okay, especially when we get to those decks. But if you ever play deck construction games, like this one here, there's a couple of them. Okay, you ever play collectible card games and stuff like that, you're going to have multiple copies of different cards because you're going to find the cards that you really, really like. You want 2 or 3 of those in your deck because, well, you want them to come out more often. And when you find those good combos, then you're going to want to put multiple of those combos together in your deck at the same time as well. Okay, but these all look really good. Now, I do like the psionic ability there, probably. The levitation of that book. That looks totally awesome. I love that little robot. He's cool. Okay. Got a couple of him. And there is, one of the things about these, there is a lot of information on these cards. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like, the resource phase is when you can be able to do all this guy's stuff or whatnot. So let's drop him back down in there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look over here. Ship graveyard, I think. Where did I mess up? I did. Okay, these have to go down here. All right, so put them in the wrong spot. So this is going to be our Typist Scout. This was all the cards that were over here. All right, and there's the back of that one right there. put him off to the side. And now we'll take a look at the cards. And like I said, so there's like 2 of those. So we're just going to flip through them. And we know we've already seen some of these cards as well in that other common deck. All right. But I'm just going to show them here as well. You're going to be able to see them again. I'm going to flip through all the duplicates. So as you can see, I've kind of grouped them this time. Whereas some of these have, 3. And I was nice enough to show you, like that one, I showed you both of them. All right. I basically just want you to see the one main card is what I want you to see. See, like there's 3 of that one in there. There's 3 of that one in there. But that's okay. That's what one of these games are like. Maybe you played Magic or any of those games. You got multiple cards in your deck. You're just going to have it that way. All right. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm really excited to play this game because I love the Traveler setting. It's always been one of my favorite settings. All right, let's put that right there. Now, we're going to take a look at these. These are also we're going to have multiples of these as well. And like I said, I'm going to flip through those at the same time, but we're going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to show you this side, then I'm going to turn them over, and I'm going to show you this other side. Okay. All right. Pause if you want to take a closer look at these. Okay, and like I said, there's most of these there's duplicates of. So I'm just going to show you the one and go through them relatively fast. And there you go. Okay, so that's everything that's going to come in this pocket right over here. If these are already pre-constructed for ready to play type decks, that's what you're going to get in this one. All right, I'm going to separate these cards out from the bottom of that. And we're going to take a look at the Beowulf Free Trader. There's the back side of the artwork on him. Looks really, really cool. Now let's take a look at the cards. And again, pause if you want to look at them just a little bit closer. And as you'll see, we've already seen some of these cards. I don't know if we've seen all of these cards. Okay. But like this one there, that's the first time I remember seeing that one. But I just want to make sure you know what's in here. Plus, this way you get to see which all cards are actually in each one of these decks or each one of these piles as well. Okay. Grenades. Got to have grenades. Okay. The body pistol. Oh, yeah, there's that little silent guy again. Okay, got to have some good tech. There's your action phase card, adventure phase card. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how all these different phases, how they kind of come into play. Just it's something the whole thing sounds really, really good to me. All right. Oh, got that one. And there's that one there. Okay, so that's going to cover the regular cards, and these are all blue back cards is what they are. Now, all of these cards right here, they're all going to have this red back on them. Okay. All right. So here we go. And see, and reach for the stars. I think some of these are the same that was in the other one. Okay, but I'm just going to go through all of these as well. Like I said, there's 2 of most of these in each one of this deck. All right, and then there's your last one. Oh, no, one more. Okay, and then the group package. Okay, and there you go. And that's everything that's going to come in this one as well. So there you go. So that's all three of the card packs that come in this particular box. But we're not done yet, folks. We're not done yet. Okay, but we are close. So let's put this here off to the side. Now, let's do this. Let's take a look at our ship deck. Okay, so the first one we're going to take a look at, this is the subsidized merchant deck. Okay, there's the back of it. There's 81 cards in this deck. All right, and let's see if we can get it opened up. Now, when I got this, when it came in, there was some shrink wrap on this deck itself. So just so you know, and I reorganized all of these cards. So let's put that off to the side, and I will show you these. Okay, these look like they're almost like these little player aids that you can get, because it's going to basically give you. Oops, looks like I'm going to try to get as much of this in as possible. It's going to give you kind of a quick rundown of the rules. It's kind of really hard to get this straight. You can have glares all over the place, but it does say here you can download the full rulebook for free over at the travelerccg.com site. Okay, and then the back is just going to have the rest of the different phases. So this is kind of a little quick overview summary of the rules. So it's kind of nice to be able to have one of these. You can kind of open it up and put it off to the side of the table. And then this one over here, this is almost like another little player aid, but it's actually going to kind of cover all of the cards. So that's what's cool about this one here as well. So you have like your gear cards down here, your ship upgrade cards, your event cards, your heroic action cards. Okay, and on this side over here, you got your ship card, your adventure cards. All right, and then your so like this the top side of your adventure card, and then of course this is that other side of it. Excited to hear how those work out, and then of course your connection card and your crew card. Okay, so these are actually some nice little player aids. All right, get these up here. Main thing is I'm going to try to get all the wrinkles out of those just to make it a lot easier. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what cards we're going to get inside this deck. And I know on this one, we're also going to get some more of these location type cards, so we'll put those off to the back. Now, there's your subsidized merchant. And there's that back artwork. See, I just like showing you that artwork as well. Okay, so let's take a look at them. And like I said, I'm going to go through all these. We're going to find duplicates like right there. I'm just going to kind of flip through all those duplicates. Pause it as you need it. You're going to see some new cards in here, but you're also going to see some cards that we've already seen before as well. Okay. Yeah, I know we've seen some of these folks. Definitely for sure on some of these. But yeah, pause if you want to take a closer look. All right, on the lamb. What do we got? Overextended. Yes, I mean, man, that dude is armed to the gills. Twists and turns. Got a little sabotage going on. A police raid. Some bodyguarding. Snickers and Slanders. Huh. I like the look of that card. Very nice. All right, your Drifting Depot, and then there's your last card. Okay, so that's going to be those. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at these. And like I said, we might have some duplicates as well, and we'll just kind of flip through those. Okay, let's just take a good look here. Better supply run. Okay, I put all the singles up front and then all the duplicates in the back, just to make it easier for me. So once I find the duplicates, then I know I can just kind of flip through them really fast. And that's that one. Okay, and that's everything you're going to get inside of this one. Okay, and the nice thing is everything fits nice in the box, of course, unless you want to sleeve it, and then you're in trouble. All right, these I always just put in a little bit first because I always have that bottom little piece. Okay, leave that piece hanging out just a little bit. This is my little trick to putting all these back in here, so that way I can slide on top of that and everything just slides in nice and easy, and you don't have to worry about this bottom piece right here getting in the way. Okay, so that is that. Now let's take a look at this one. This is the Empress Marava Far Trader. All right, and there's some information on the back of that one for you. All right, now let's get this one open. And some of these boxes don't like to open very well, so I just kind of put a flat edge in here in that backside just to kind of help them out. And then they pop open nice and easy. Okay, so let's slide these out, all these cards. Now I'm not going to pull those manuals out. We already looked at those from the previous set, so we don't need to do it again. Okay, and let's put those off to the side because we're just going to look at these for now. But there you go. That is the Empress Marava Far Trader, and its artwork. That is an amazing looking ship. Okay, let's take a look at these cards. And as I repeat all the time, pause if you want to take a look at them a little bit more. Okay, that artwork, man, I'll tell you, I can look at the artwork of this game all day long. That's going to be half my problem playing this game, is I'm going to be looking at all the artwork and I'm not going to be paying attention to what's going on in the game. But, I mean, that's just how it is, right? So my opponent just needs to find all the cards like, oh, see, look at the ships in that. Wow. They just need to find all the cards that have the best artwork, and they're going to throw me off. I would try to find the cards that have the worst artwork. Unfortunately, it's none of them. Okay, I can look, even at a toolbox, I can look at all this stuff. Yeah, these just look really good. Misdirection, little cold engines. Okay, that dude, stay away from him. Does not look like he's a kind fellow. And there you go. Okay, that is the basic cards. Okay, now let's see what we're going to be able to get for these. You know, the last one, I think I forgot to turn those around and look at the other side, didn't I? Monsters of Menagerie. Okay, so we're going to have 2 of every one of these ones. I don't know. Sometimes I get talking and I get looking at all this stuff and I just kind of forget what I'm doing. But that's the issue with my brain. I forget stuff really easy. Okay, let's take a look at this other side. So those other ones you're just going to have to probably look at upside down if you're still with me. All right. Or think of it as you go get your copy, and then you may like this just as much as me once everything's said and done. Okay. And you'll have your own to look at and read. All right. So, as before, I'm just going to do the same thing. We're just going to slide that rule out just a little bit, slide that in, and we're good to go. Okay. And it is that simple. Now, we got 2 more sets we're going to go through. Okay. So, the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the trouble on the mains. All right. And this is going to be this was the first expansion pack. Okay. These are going to add new options, specific focus on piracy and combat. So, if you want a little more combat in your games, you want a little more piracy in your games, well, this is the pack that you probably want to get. Okay. All right. Open this one up. And now these ones don't have any rules or anything in them. Okay. So these are going to be just regular cards, or just, well, not regular cards, but these are going to be just getting cards on these ones. Okay. All right. And I think there's about, if I remember right, 3 of every card in these packs. Okay. Because these are basically, all the cards that you're going to be getting to put in your pool of cards that you can actually customize your own deck for. But so I'm really excited to see how the deck construction is in this one, because I'll end up grouping all these cards, laying them all over my table, scattering them all out, and it's just going to be fun trying to put everything together. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use these boxes when everything is done, because one thing I haven't really paid attention though is, and I'm thinking like right down here, there might be a little note that says what expansion or anything it came from. So that way, if I want to try to put them back in these little boxes, I can. Okay. So angle them slightly in there, and we have that one. All right, now let's take a look at this last one. Now this is Aliens of the Imperium. This is the second expansion they came out with, and this is going to have more of a alien race focus. All right, and to me, a little bit more of everything is good for a game like this. Okay. So let's see if we can try to keep these in order as well. All right. But yeah, definitely, I think going away from the boxes, and I'm probably going to try to get everything just in this one box, and I'm pretty sure I can. Me and my 3D printer are just going to go to town on an insert for this, and we'll figure it all out. Okay. All right. Thing I want to figure out, though, is can I get them all in this box if I sleeve them? Okay, so we do have this right in the middle. Why did I put that right in the middle? I'm not really sure why, but there it is. All right, and like I said, there's 3 of every card in here. And man, look at these aliens. I absolutely love these aliens. Okay, just phenomenal. That's the race right there that I want to become friends with. Even the bear people, man. Whoo! Or the dragon people. Man, he's in a Hawaiian shirt too. That's the best way to go. Very cool. And yeah, little dino guy. Okay, and there we go. That is the Aliens of the Imperium. Now, let's see if we can get this back in the box. Okay, so that's got to go in like this. Make sure he slides in. Because see, if you don't get them in just right, see how those cards, how they kind of stick right there? That's where you need to make sure that one card, let's turn in this direction, because they kind of have a slight little bow. So that first card, if it kind of goes down, we need to make sure it gets all the way to the bottom of the box first, because it's going to cover up, it's going to get past that little slot, and then everything else just slides into place just like that. Okay. Not that I really need to tell everyone how to put cards in back in a box, but you know what? If somebody learned that today, then we're good to go. Now, the one thing I did want to open up as well is I want to show you these sleeves, because these are actually really nice sleeves. And I'm just going to pull one, and these are a little thicker than normal, but they have a really nice feel to them. They're a little on the smooth side, so it's not like you're, so they might slide around a little bit. I like the reflectiveness on the back side, so you're not going to see anything through, and you do have a nice clear on this one. But the sleeves are really nice. Okay, I do like those. All right, and these, of course, are red for the location cards, and I believe they also have some for the other cards, the blue ones as well. Okay, but very nice. All right, but there you go. That is Traveler, the customizable card game. We got the 2 decks right there, plus we have the 2 extra ship packs that we opened up, and we even took a look at the sleeves right there. But all right, let's head back up top and let's close this out. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is Traveler, the customizable card game from Horizon. And I got to tell you, the game looks absolutely fantastic. Now, this is a 2 to 4 player game, And the core starter set's going to be able to play 2 players because it's got 2 ships in it. But with these 2 extra ships that I have, I can actually play this as a 4-player game. And I'm really curious to see how that's going to play. And I'm really excited to see how the solo aspect of this game is going to play as well. Okay, that's one of the key things that kind of really triggered me on this, because I know I'm not going to be able to play it 2-player all the time. And it's something I want to play. So I want to see how that solo piece does work. But like I said, the game looks absolutely fantastic. The artwork is phenomenal. I really feel like I'm in the theme of the Traveler just from what I've been seeing of the cards and everything else. And I cannot wait to get this one to the table. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you to like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, and even on X. Please leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, and I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And also, folks, if you like the videos that I do here, if you haven't done so already, I humbly ask you to click on that subscription button and even click on the bell and be notified when I drop new videos. And also, folks, if you like the videos I do here, I also post videos over on the Discriminating Gamers channel. Over there, we'll do some reviews, some unboxings, and some playthroughs. I'll leave a link to Cody's channel down in the details below. You know, I don't suffer from insanity. I love every minute of it.